Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. I am not doing a landscape today. I am doing some color swatching. Now I love a good color swatch video, so I will have those sprinkled in because why not expand your palette and play with some handmade watercolors. If you haven't tried handmade watercolors, they are so special and so unique, and it's just a different experience. Anyway, this shop is on Etsy, and it is Rabbit Hats Boutique, and she is this lovely artist and paint maker out of Kyiv, Ukraine. So she will ship wherever she can. So with these palettes, she creates the paints, and then her dad creates the actual palettes themselves. They are so beautiful. I don't even know how to describe how much I appreciate the artist's eye that goes into designing these. The packaging, it's just really lovely and so thought out. It's such a sweet treat to get yourself. Now these handmade watercolors, every palette that she puts out, once they have been sold on her Etsy shop, they're gone. She does not bring the colors back. Now that might make some of you sad because you may find a color that you really love, but it also makes them even more special because it's one of a kind. It's limited edition, so every palette that you get is going to be limited. Now, she sent me 3 here, and she did this out of the kindness of her heart. She watches my videos, and I believe I reached out to her just to say how much I love the palettes because I had watched Lily Moon's channel on a previous palette. So I'll link Lily's channel, and of course I'll have all of the links to the shop for these watercolors. I highly recommend looking at them, and she gives you all of the papers and the colors and what the pigment's made out of and all of the things, which is really appreciated by, I'm sure, many of you who want to know what's in your paint or the colors. So anyway, it's a bit of a long video, so I would suggest settle in, throw me in the background, get some tea, get some coffee, and hopefully you can relax. I love these videos as a relaxer, and I'm going to do my best to not cough because I have a little bit of a cough today, and I feel like I'm heavy breathing. So, all right, so the first palette up, as you can see, is Vanilla Cherry. The first color that I am going to be swatching is Whipped Vanilla. Unfortunately, you couldn't see the Whipped Vanilla because it matches the color of my handmade watercolor paper, but you'll see it towards the end there. So don't worry when the light hits it. I'll also show you what these colors look like on Arch paper. You won't have to sit through watching me do the swatches. I've already done them, but I'll show you anyway. So this color is Golden Biscuit. And if you are familiar with handmade watercolors, one of the most unique and lovely things about handmade is not only the colors themselves, but the creative names that go into them. And these definitely don't disappoint because there are some really charming names. But you can see how vibrant and opaque that color goes on. This whole palette, to be honest. Next one is Cherry Blossom Dust. And this is such a beautiful hue of red. I mean, it is so bright and vibrant. To me, it screams Christmas red. At least that's the hue of red that I like. It's a bit, it's quite rich. It's not terribly bright. And you can make these colors go quite dark, which of course, as you know, if you've been around a while, you know that I love. And this video is about 20 minutes long. I will not be talking every single second of the video, and if there are moments of silence, it's just because I don't want to talk the entire time, and I'm sure you don't want to hear me the entire time. And the next one is Spiced Caramel Cherry. I love that name. I mean, spiced caramel, it's wonderful. Also, do you say caramel or caramel? Is there a difference? Just kind of curious. You can see how well that color just spreads onto handmade paper. Now this handmade watercolor paper, I did mention it in a previous video on some of my favorite art supplies, and this is just a thicker one, so you do have to make sure you have enough water and paint so it doesn't immediately go to a dry brushing effect. But it's such lovely paper. I love handmade everything. And of course, you know, handmade watercolors are they're just so special. I don't know. So if I can get my hands on some handmade watercolors and give some shout outs to the makers of these paints, then 100% will. The next color is Velvet Cherry. And you can just see that they're all of these hues of these deep reds, but they're definitely so different, and different warmths to coolness, and yeah, I just love them. And I know everyone's coming out with their Christmas videos, and here I am coming out with one video this season. Unfortunately, I disappeared because I had some things going on in my life that took me away emotionally and mentally away from creating any form of content. My last video, I was fully ready to come back, but unfortunately I did lose my 2 cats that I've had for well over 10 years to some unexpected health issues, and they passed away within 1 week of each other. And that has been one of the hardest things of my life personally. So I have not been here. So this color is Black Cherry Night. I mean, what a lovely name is that, Black Cherry Night. Anyway, I don't want to go too much into my cats, other than the fact that it has been really hard and really heartbreaking, and I'm going to do my best to get videos out here, or to get videos out, but we'll see what happens. So here it is on the Arche paper, and you can see the granulating effects, the 2-tone colors. I feel like you can get it so magically with handmade watercolors because you have so much control in your painting abilities or your paint mixing abilities. All right, so the next palette is called Terra Noctis. Now this color is Raw Clay. I love that name. Anything that has clay in it, I am drawn to. I'm not sure why. When I think of clay, it's a bit more muted, a bit softer, a bit very opaque, which I feel like she nailed it here. But it is such a lovely shade. It reminds me of buff titanium, but much deeper. And this next color is Burning Ember. And that is also such a lovely name. Now this color is quite wild. The more water that you add, the crazier the colors disperse into 2 different tones. Now my first thought when I think of this is a terracotta pot. That's my very first idea of how I would use this color. Or, you know, if you were going to paint maybe the Arizona desert or maybe parts of Utah, because those colors really pull apart, and you'll see it a bit more in the Arche paper, and you can see it a little bit in the palette, the color separation there. This one is called Ash Stone. And those 3 colors together are such a lovely, lovely pairing. You can see with my circle swatches, I go in really heavy with the paint, and then I go in heavy with the water to really move that paint around to get some areas really dark and concentrated, and then of course to allow me to get quite a nice highlight so I can see those lighter values. This one, of course, my favorite name is called Moss Veil. And it's just such a lovely earthy green. I mean, I can't really say much about this green other than, of course, you know that I'm going to love it because anything green, especially those earthy tones, I'm always gravitating towards. But this green with that bright pop of red and like orange coming through, it's screaming landscapes to me, but not forest landscapes. It's screaming very much deserty landscapes. I don't know. What do you see when you see certain colors, especially these handmade ones? This next color is Midnight Lake. And of course, being that it's a lake, it's going to be a shade of blue. And it's such a moody blue. It's so beautiful. And these colors work so well on this handmade paper. And when they dry, they're still this vibrant. And I really appreciate that, especially considering watercolor tends to dry lighter. But they really do hold their color. And it could be a mix of the paint with the paper, but this paper just does such a beautiful job of doing these watercolors. Such magic. And the last one is Twilight Indigo, so an even deeper blue. Less green in here compared to the other one. A little bit more, I'm thinking like purpley gray. At least that's what my eye is pulling. It's just so beautiful. And I will have her Instagram linked below, and her Instagram is just so lovely. She does these little video clips, and it's very cozy, it's very hygge, it's very aesthetically pleasing, and I don't think it will disappoint, especially if you like those calming video vibes. All right, and now my absolute favorite, because the name is just wonderful. It's called Dark Library. And this first color is Timeless Ash. So a tiny bit similar to what color was that? To Raw Clay, but ever so different in the warmth. And this next one is Candlelight Pages. I mean, these names, I just love these names. It's so warm, and I don't know, I really do love those vibes. And this one gives off a lovely shimmer. Next, we have Library Night. I'm using a rigger brush here, and you can see I'm laying down some paint and taking some water and moving that paint around. One, to create a fun little abstract, and two, to mix up the color swatching, because I didn't want myself or you to get bored with just one way of swatching. And next up we have Book and Coffee. I mean, look at how rich that brown is. It definitely looks like a cup of coffee, depending on how strong you have it. The stronger you go, the darker it's going to be, of course. And we have Crimson Desire. Oh, that is just so lovely. It's a bit darker than the other ones from the Vanilla Cherry palette. And next up, we have Millennium Romance. That's such a fun name. It's really lovely. And now we have Ink of Eternity. When you touch the colors, if you ever follow any deep light watercolors, you'll know that they're color swatching. They'll have the colors touch each other, and that is a really great way to kind of see how the colors play and blend together in unexpected ways. So if you're ever swatching, I highly recommend having fun with that, because it's great. Now this color, by the way, is so granulating, and when you have really textured paper, you get this beautiful texture that pulls through. And now we've got Lake's Secret. It's just lovely. And the very last color is called Plum Kiss. If you've made it this far in the video, I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing these beautiful colors. Now, like I said in the beginning, these are one-of-a-kind colors, and once the palettes are gone, she's not bringing them back. So, you know, these are not available, but I just wanted to introduce how beautiful her paints are, and if you can get your hands on future palettes, which she does have quite a few listed right now, then I would definitely look and see, especially with the holidays coming up. Of course, I think all of us artists want all the supplies. At least I do, if I'm honest. And here they are dry, and you can just see how rich and dark they stayed. I mean, look at this palette. It looks the exact same without the sheen. It's just absolutely lovely, and you can see that color there now. Anyway, thank you for coming back to another video, and I will do my best to get more out. It's just been an insane year, and yes, I love doing these videos, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. All right, take care, friends.